Now she is standing, the dear little lady, with her hands trembling. They're holding up her arms, and they are going over her with the spanking thing. They got halfway over here, out one arm. And she turned to them and said, "If I miss my flight, I'm going to kill some people." I see things different. I am in trouble all the time. Went to the airport, usually 2 hours early. This time, I'm 45 minutes before the flight. Terrified I'm going to miss my flight. And I got to admit, they got it kind of down now pretty good, but there's still some stuff that just doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. I'm sorry, it makes my head hurt right here. I'm in line, late for my flight, and there's a man who has a little thing of Visine about the size of the end of my thumb. You see that? And he is trying to get on the plane. And there's a man standing in front of him that has a patch on his shoulder and a chip on his shoulder, and he will not let him on the plane. Now, these people are only doing their job. I have many friends that are in the work, and they tell me that they hate the dumb stuff as much as we hate it. The man said, "You cannot get on the plane with that." He pointed to it, little thing that big. He said, "Because that is a threat to national security." And the man who had it said, "Well, I have to have it because my eyes freeze shut." This is a true argument. It's going on in front of me. Your eyes freeze shut? Yes, back and forth and back. And I am standing there like this. Because I have been in jail. I make my living with these. And they have put me in jail. I remember one time they were going over me with that little spanking thing. You know, they got their little spanking. Looks just like what my mom and dad used, you know. Yeah, me, okay. They're going over me with a little spanking thing, and it went off. When it came to here, it went off. Made a noise. Nasty national security noise. Made it right there. The man said, "Pull up your sleeve." I pulled up my sleeve like that. And he said, "What is that?" I said, "In Tennessee, we call that a watch." Now, I should have stopped there, but my lips were already moving. I said, "This one's got a lifetime guarantee. When it quits, a little razor blade comes out and slits your wrist." That is the wrong answer. I now know what a full body search is. You do not want a full body search. Remember when all this started, how intense it was? That's where I give them credit. They've calmed down a little bit. I remember once when it first started, they yanked me aside, slapped my luggage on a table, opened it up, start going through it. I've been gone for 49 days. I'm sitting back there just laughing because I got bad luggage. There's underwear in there that I'm afraid of. We're talking national security risk underwear. And he's putting them out on the table. You know, in front of 200 people. And he's digging around in there, came up with a pair of fingernail clippers. You remember when the fingernail clippers were the most dangerous? Just blew me. He'd say, "Oh, I never saw a guy get so excited." His eyes got big. He began to move. "What are these? What are these?" I said, "In Tennessee, we call them fingernail clippers." He said, "What are you planning to do with them?" I figured he asked. I said, "I thought maybe after the airplane took off, I could work my way through the fuselage with it." And that's the wrong answer. I saw the look on his face. I just found a little room and got naked by myself. So I'm standing in this line. I realize now it's very likely that I am going to miss my flight. And I am beside myself. The argument has gone on for almost 7 minutes. In fact, I timed it, and it was 7.5 minutes of, I need this. Where's the doctor's prescription? It's on the bottle. No, I need the actual prescription because I can't read what's on the, well, I got to go on the, you can't go on. 7 minutes. And then the man with the chip and the patch said, why don't you step over there, and there are some baggies. There's a little stack of baggies over there. Why don't you go over there and grab a baggie and put that in a baggie? Then you can take it on the plane. I don't know about you, but shouldn't this have happened somewhere near the beginning of the conversation? And hey, work with me a little bit. Let's assume that he doesn't have eye drops in there. Let's assume in that little bottle there is the most explosive substance on the face of the earth. Let's assume it's nitroglycerin in that little bottle. My question to you is, what is the baggie gonna do? At 30,000 feet, is the thing gonna go? Hundreds of people going, thank God for the baggie. I saw a woman, had to be 90. I'm telling you, had to be 90. She was confined to a wheelchair, and she was chosen, this was several months ago, she was chosen for secondary screening. Here's what that means. The woman in the wheelchair who is almost 90, immobile, has been screened once, but there is something sinister about this woman. So they decide to screen her again. This kind of stuff just drives me crazy, but I was silent. I sat there silently and watched as they called 2 other people over to help her stand because she could not stand on her own. Little lady with her hands trembling, they're holding up her arms, and they are going over her with the spanking thing. They got halfway over here, out one arm, and she turned to them and said, if I miss my flight, I'm going to kill some people. She missed her flight. I woke up one day, I had a sinus infection right here. I didn't know it was a sinus infection. It looked like a golf ball. I had a golf ball. Right here. It was horrible. Big swelling right here, like a half a golf ball. Pain so intense, couldn't open that eye. Tears shooting out this eye. Tears just shooting out that eye. And so I figure, there's something very wrong. And it was very bad. The pain was so intense, I knew I had to get to a doctor. Now, if my wife had been there, I'd have just whined and she'd have took me. Taken me. She'd have got me there. But she wasn't there. So I had to drive myself. 15 miles. This eye, frozen shut. This eye, tears shooting out of this eye. 15 miles to the doctor. Went into the waiting room. It's crowded just like this place. I mean, this is sold out. It's crowded in the waiting room. You ever go to the doctor? You don't see the doctor for sometimes week and a half. You just sit there with people giving you germs. Sneezing on you, walking past you. So I'm sitting in there, and I sat there for just a second, and I went, I can't do this. The pain is too intense. So I went up to the thing, and I said, I'm in severe pain, and it has affected my brain to the point where I believe I may hurt some of these people. So if you could let me see the doctor. And evidently, she saw that I was in pain because she admitted me right away to bat, and she saw the golf ball. It helps. If you want to get in, helps to have a huge lump right here. And so I went into the doctor. He looked at me and he said, I have never seen in all of my practice such a major sinus infection in my entire life. I have never seen anything like this. He said, I'm going to give you two things. I am going to give you a shot of I'm going to give you a shot of disinfectant. And then I am going to give you a antibiotic. It's the same thing. Hey, nurse, bring that Lysol. He said, I'm going to give you a big shot of antibiotic. And then he said, I'm going to give you a powerful painkiller. You cannot drive home. Now, when he said that, I thought he was giving me his opinion. I didn't know it was a rule. I just thought he was saying in his way, you're a rotten driver, and you probably can't drive home. And my attitude was, I'll decide when I drive and where I drive. He said, now what I want you to do is go home and you rest. And he said, tomorrow, if the swelling has not gone down, I would like you to come back. And he said, we will take a needle and we will go up behind your eye and we will drain the sinus. Well, when he said that, the swelling started going down.